OC supremacy. However, there is a hurdle in front of him, and Mad Lions are certainly no speed bump. Let's just say that if Mad Lions hit their stride, they might be a shoe-in for that progression. Of course, this is what is on the line. Progression to the next stage of ESL Pro League, and that is what all the teams here have been vying for. Today, they might just achieve it.
Well, on to the first damn round. Mad Lions, of course, getting their choice of sides, as it is Extra Salt's pick. And look, they're going to be pretty happy with that CT side. So, Julie's in the hands of Sorcel. TMB just with a nade and flash to play with. No kits for the Europeans. And now Extra Salt as well. Oh, they're just going to be trying to bust out ramp. There's already 2 players here. JL still alive and kicking for the moment. Going to be able to find 2 before falling. Nade goes down. TMB, though, 15 HP somehow escapes away. That Glock bullet from Fang not able to connect just yet. We are going to see Extra Salt start to smash their way down towards the lower side, but there's already 2 guns here, both of which are in the hands of Sorcel.
Is it going to be enough, though? Oh, Fang suddenly left toothless. Oh, good trade there from JT. They now bring it back to 2v2, and the rotation is coming through. So are they going to check Warrior 2K? As TMB has not enough HP to take the duel. However, Waro is good for a 1v1. Now, both players tagged down somewhat, so 2 bullets to land.
How is TMB's aim coming into the matchup today? A headshot will do it, but 1 onto the body from OC. They secure it for Extra Salt. Ooh, here on the T side, there's a lot of angles to check, and TMB finds himself for timing and gets that headshot we were talking about. So Mad Lions taking the first round of the series.
TMB did not venture too far from ladder base. He made his way up to heaven after copying some serious damage, and
yeah,
OC plays right into his hands. So now we have investment coming through from Extra Salt. Off the back of that, they are going straight into those AKs, those Galils. They're not messing about. Foregoing some head armor, but you look at the buy coming in from Mad Lions, is of similar value. So very much a expected contest here with the rifles. Very limited utility for Extra Salt, so they're just going to have to make the duels work.
JT, ooh, makes it work at long range. A little sometimes. Give you some bad RNG, but it's worked for the big man this time. Ooh, long range. That Famous trying to lay down some groundwork, and there's some damage, but the A1S will do one better. Headshot onto Fang. Bring it back to that 4v4, and Extra Salt looking to pick up the pace down through the halls now. Borup close range, finds 1, but the trade comes through. Extra Salt still keeping it even. Can they get past JL?
He's gotten himself into a far better position now. And we might actually catch out JT. He does. The trade is good from Floppy, so they keep it to a 2v2. Marky only just getting himself through Megaton. And the question will be, who will get the bomb down? Yes, it is Floppy and Marky, who has recovered a rifle. Bring this back. TMB looking to catch Floppy out. He is in no man's land, the no trade. And Floppy goes down as Marky cleans up. That is a round now back in favor of Extra Salt. However, both of these 2 teams are suffering a little bit in terms of economy. Mad Lions noticeably more.
Well, you could see the difference between the Galil and the Famous there. TMB was just a bit of a victim to the bullet spread at that range. Just not going, even though he was, you know, just going for short bursts, still just couldn't land enough in time. Your boy Fang managed to pick it up at the end. However, a new round. Let's see what Mad Lions are going to be able to do. Just with a couple of deagles, they have fully forced in with the half armor. Minimal util, just 1 nade onto Borup there with a smoke in the hands of JL. They've looked to stack over towards Outers. 4 players. 2 in Warehouse, 1 in Annex, and then of course 1 coming up late through Secret rather. With JL that's going to be the point man.
And they're just momentarily backing off, but they do eventually take control of ramp room. They've pushed back JL. And Mad Lions They don't have anybody unders just yet. They do have a player in secret, but the rotation has got to come through. So you would expect Extra Salt to be able to get themselves onto this lower bomb site quite easily. It's a good Molotov just to push CT and Sourcel back.
They know he's here as well. They heard the burn. They saw his leg and just to chase him. However, TMB finally finding first blood, and that's going to be a huge pick onto JT. A rifle now in the hands of the CTs as well as that man advantage.
Don't think they're going to be going for it, though. They
No.
do have 5 sets of armor.
Yeah, they realised with the round loss bonus that they should be able to get a very hefty buy into the next. So we'll see if TMB and Sourcel are able just to get one more rifle into the mix. However, it looks like Extra Salt. Only Marky down to 68 HP. The others can all just survive here in control room. That mega plant.
TMB getting way too adventurous.
There you have it. Such is the small bomb explosion radius on Nuke.
It's so inconsistent sometimes, too. That being said, Mad Lions are not going to be able to fashion a buy, per se. But what they will be able to do is be just as dangerous as they were the last round. So, Extra Salt, they'll be up against something similar. And early utility heading towards outside wall. The smoke's going to come in. And there is no utility to deal with that for Mad Lions. They're just going to have to stay present to watch those smokes. It's drawing the rotation outside. In the meantime, Extra Salt are just grouped up towards radio.
Bang here at Trophy. Gonna catch a timing. Smoke fades. JL close. Flash. Not connecting. And the spacing's not amazing for Extra Salt. It allows JL to fight for almost another. It's big damage on Marky, but the trade is there.
Now, with Mad Lions rotated outside, they do have some free reign to get into the lower bomb site. They are going to try and peek onto ladder base, though, so if they can just thin the numbers a little bit, that gives them options. They break through ladder base. They don't have to commit to unders. In fact, they're not going to do so. They're going to commit to top site and hope that they've done enough now with that outside presence to pull that rotation from the CTs into either secret or vent. Timing's not going to work out. They're coming back to top here, Matt.
Yeah, TMB in a solid position, but it's going to be cleared instantaneously. JT, eyes on the prize, and just like that, Mad, you thought they might have been in with a shot. But the 3 coming back up from secret make a bad read. And, well, I guess on the other side of things, Extra Salt make a great read, don't they?
Yeah, look, unfortunately, they were coming back up the vent as Extra Salt were heading toward the top side, but for whatever reason, they aborted. And could have been an even firefight, but Mad Lions, again, just saving that armor across. Now, this is the round where that loss bonus becomes a factor. Should be able to fashion themselves a buy. But, I mean, you've got players like TMB and JL who have died in subsequent rounds, so...
Oh, there's an angle. Shoot them toes, boy. Dance for me. Marky survives.
Steel cap boots. Impenetrable. But what we're seeing now is finally a buy coming out from Mad Lions. More notably, no AWP on War 2K. The money's just not there yet. He really does provide an extra dimension to their defense when he has the AWP in hand. So, been interested to see how Extra Salt approach this first true gun round. As we already see those early smokes come out. They are sending numbers out here. They've got a presence on the silo too. So, nice little L of smoke. Molotov just making it pop a little bit early, but there's no one watching that gap. So, already in secret.
Really finding that gap that they were hoping for. JL going to be the first man down here for Mad Lions. Flash towards double doors, an Extra Salt. It's expected, just smashing it all the way up towards control. Looking to execute on Mega. So they've only got mollies to do so. They don't have any more smokes remaining, using so many early on. A couple also lost in the transition.
JL, he's in a position here that could be one and done
Mm.
if a crossfire does not arrive in time. And Waro's going to try and get there as quickly as he can.
Oh, how is the placement of these pieces of utility? JL good for one. Door push going to be stopped by JL as well. Waro, rather, was swinging in just in the nick of time, picking himself up the double. He still does not have enough to get that AWP in play, but he's using the rifle successfully. Mad Lions double up the round score.
That's all in the rotation of Waro here. That smoke obviously helps JL immensely, but the fact that he just backed himself into a corner, stuck it there, it meant that Extra Salt had to expose himself to the entire bomb site just to try and take that jewel.
Yeah.
And, well, they now get themselves much needed gun round. You have Extra Salt now with OC clinging to that AWP. Again, such a tasty matchup. OC versus Waro. Keen to see more of it. I mean, Nuke's not necessarily the arena for it, but if both of them do decide to wield it, it could make things very, very interesting.
Are they both the highest rated AWPers remaining in Pro League?
I think that statement would not be far from the truth.
I'm going to have a quick look-see. Either way, opening from TMB. Waro almost chiming in time as well. Nice smoke as well to play around here from the warehouse. Fang dodges the flash perfectly. TMB delivered on a silver platter. Waro has a helping hand in JL, rotating in just in the nick of time. All of Mad Lions up on the upper side, but that's the place to be for them as Extra Salt can't get anywhere.
I mean, wide swung into oblivion. Now, we check the economy tracker and we can see a big downward turn in that T-side economy. Yeah, last round was their first buy. And, well, their first gun round, sorry, to contend with. But we know how that went. Extra Salt, big investment in the last round, no bomb plant. So they're just feeling the hurt. Only 2 upgraded pistols. TMB had to rebuy, but he has got that MP9. He's looking to farm. And with that, Mad Lions are actually going to back off a little bit, let those rifles do the damage at distance. And where they can, just try and close those gaps with the MP9. Waro just using stairs as cover. And that M4 is singing nicely for him.
Well, while we are just watching the Deagles unfold, well, actually, sneaky beaky around TMB. Doing work there with the MP9. Floppy able to at least answer with one. Can't hit the head of the second. Waro too sharp there with the A1. And Marky's done too. Now, back to the point I was trying to make, Tim. I do have the stats. In terms of HLTV rating, OC right at the top. The #1 player so far in ESL Pro League for the conference stage. And down at number 5 is Waro, who is the second AWPer on the list. So, yes, we do have both the highest rated AWPers at the moment. Woxic, I'll just call him out as well. He was 3rd there. And the man did have the highest kill-death differential for ESL Pro League. And the man is now not here. So,
yeah.
get sent home.
Interesting, too, that they're so highly rated, yet I think Amor was in that pack as well. He was also being sent packing.
He's 4th, yeah.
But that's an early pick. Fang just presenting himself to Waro with that AWP. So we do see Waro on the AWP. He has been rifling just fine. So I think if Mad Lions do transition back to a 5 rifle setup, he's not going to be at a huge disadvantage. But JL here, just headshot angle. Just ducking out of it. Now he's hoping that he has got the support of a teammate, which does arrive in Borup. But Borup is the one who has been called. Cavalry's good, but Floppy now has to go 1v2.
Up against your boy Saucel and Waro as well. We'll have an isolated fight here as Saucel jumps up. Floppy, or if he's heard a thing, but it's the off angle that worked perfectly for Saucel. That's going to be 5 on the board here on the CT side for Mad Lions. I really loved that ramp setup, by the way. The flash. And even though I was at JL, he just drew enough attention to create that space for Borup to find himself 3 kills. even if JL didn't actually get a kill off the back of a beautiful flash.
Well, it's just that illusion of dropping, right?
Mm.
Like 9 times out of 10, a ramp player who is playing solo is going to drop from that box. But with the support of Borup, who ended up being the star of that round.
As you can see there, the 1x bet impact player.
That's a good round for him. Being considerably quieter in this match than most others. So that 3K round brings him to 4. So despite the fact that he's been quiet, Mad Lions are still chugging along at a decent rate. Warriors and TMB have been in the thick of it for them. But Extra Salt now, they're going to try and get this bomb plant in. They're only back on the pistols, so big exchange of utility. They're going to try and sneak out the vent. Yes, they are.
Ooh. And most of them making it. Bang, however.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, he's missed the hole this time. Able to go down with the rest of the fellas. Warro, though, feeling sharp. And look, mission accomplished, getting that bomb planted. OC a little bit too far away to have too much impact, but we'll see. Okay, nothing. Borup, heads up.
2 HP and 4 HP for JL and Borup. So very nearly taking some weapons out of their hands, but not to be. City economy is just
booming
to the moon. Mad Lions also relatively untroubled, keeping 5 alive in that round. Just increases things even further. We do have a gun round coming out. 5 rifles for Extra Salt, so something a little bit faster, more mobile.
Yeah.
I'm expecting that. I have had some success out early, but that's only if they're not taking those duels. If they're just getting those smokes and getting themselves into secret, they are having far more success. I would like to see them also put pressure on other areas of the map as well. They have been sending 5 down secret, and to be honest, they're not doing too much else to divert attention elsewhere. So Mad Lions are just happy to let them funnel into the lower bomb site without too much pressure from elsewhere. Maybe a ramp split could offer them some options, but that's for the team to discuss. So let's just see what they do come out with, because they've certainly got some data to work with. They know exactly how Mad Lions are responding and how they are playing. They know that that AWP of Warro 2K is going to be a factor, and nice off angle for him to play, but that's so much info already.
Such a dangerous position. We've seen a few players with the large amount of confidence get up there very early on in the tournament. Now comes this upper bust huge still. The T's following a little bit far away, but Floppy able to at least get that entry. And Extra Salt not committing. Don't want to go too fast, at least on the first attempt. Big flashes coming through on the molly as well, forcing Borup out into the open. Bang, big entries, and Extra Salt looking good to finally end the little streak of Mad Lions here. Warro then a hit position up at heaven, tag down to 48 as the man's just going to be dancing around here at AC. But you don't want to be peeking him one by one as Floppy gets that trade through from Credit.
Second wave of utility was so well executed by Extra Salt. They thought they waited it out quite nicely, Mad Lions, but that second wave of Molotovs, you can see they're actually utilizing really well that dropping of grenades. So they sent numbers up to the roof. They then had the ability to throw that second wave of Molotov, just keeping that, 2-player on top of the roof outside. They then were able to just send 3 out the hut and Squeaky. And Mad Lions really had trouble dealing with that. Typically, you see a second wave of Molotovs come through the roof. You're not expecting people to flood out of choke points in numbers that quickly.
See if Mad Lions adapt, or if we're going to even see that strat from Extra Salt a second time. Because, yes, it was effective, but Mad Lions definitely a team to adapt extremely quickly. Of course, conditioning comes in. Maybe Extra Salt have something else to throw in off the back of that one. Maybe a cheeky ramp push after drawing a lot of attention, etc. You never know. You never know until it happens. Extra Salt, they've got stuff up their sleeves, and they're keeping this one close, at least in map 1 of the series up against Mad Lions. Both teams would like to book their tickets into ESL Pro League group stage. Nice and early here.
Now, Warro, again, just a lot of information from his positioning outside. Doesn't look to be anything similar to what we saw last round. They are going to change it up here, Extra Salt, and I'm expecting a late execute outside. That wall of smokes. Or are they going to go back towards something similar to last round? You're right, though. This is maybe where they start to reveal that it was all a ruse. You see the Molotovs come outside. Okay. Is that a botched Molotov from TMB? I think it might have been, actually. As now that single smoke.
Ooh.
They're going to back off. They've got to back off. They don't have any territory on the inside, though. However, Annex split is on.
Using that smoke as a bit of a distraction. Ooh. Either way, Sorcel from the top of site. But will they expect the second man? It's JL. Still from heaven. Absolutely smashing down some damage. Warro, the floor as well. And, oh, you don't want to slow peek this man, OC. He's pretty quick to flick, but unfortunately, Warro had the perfect line, given the situation.
I mean, we've seen Mad Lions play Nuke, right? Like, we know that their top site, Sorcel is just a magician around those silos in top. You saw that round that they executed not once, but twice on the top site. The second wave of Molotovs, they Molotoved silo twice in that instance. So I do believe they're going to have that information on player tendencies. That round they got it wrong. It just Sorcel almost immediately went back to on top of the silos. And he's quite a handy player to have in that top site. And this is his other favorite position as well, on top of the hut.
Yeah.
So those Molotovs deal with him nicely.
Oof.
But JL is going to be the target.
I'm not seeing that spam we saw a lot during the major. The thin wall, that short side of Trophy. But good positioning. Nice entry route from Extra Salt, staying close, knowing that JL could be on that line. And Warro almost got caught off with the molly. Slows everybody down now as Extra Salt set their sights on the lower side of things here. JL, it's a 1-for-1. But the info, crucial for Mad Lions to try to react.
It's so fast now, they've got to hit this lower side. They're going to take control of Secret. Bang. He's been so good in those opening duels and to bomb sites that, oh, there's a presence from behind. It's Borup. So TMB and Borup are going to combine to put pressure now on this lower bomb site. OC is going to choose to defend from inside the site. Floppy playing from dark spot.
Ooh. Missed molly. Almost worked out. At the same time, Warro going to be thinned down to 22 HP. Borup as well. Just waiting for the swing from Fang. Knows that he's hidden over towards control, but off the back of that one, great patience. Extra Salt not overextending, not losing the numbers, and that's going to be 5 secured. Mad Lions realize, you know what, we're pretty low as well, so we're just going to save these weapons into the next. We had a look at their money. We said it was to the moon before, but look where we are now, Jim. After the round loss bonuses added. They still got Warro on 10k, but the rest of the boys starting to thin out a little bit there. Well, going to the moon is an expensive exercise, Mac. That is true.
And like most expeditions, you have to return at some stage.
Well, so you can go and glide in like the stratosphere now, right? Like that's a thing that rich people do.
If you're a lazy billionaire.
Or is it one of the others? I can't remember the names, honestly. I'm not that much
Zero gravity? Zero gravity flight.
Of a spherographer is what I'm going to call it. That's the new name, guys. Just made it up. Thank me later.
Now,
that
is tasty.
Were actually pretty damn good. However, Borup was standing right in front of them, and it's a perfect CT set up on the A site. JT has to go for the reload. He's got the ladder, the player, and Warro going to be able to fall there for the moment, but it is TMB close to trade, swinging in from Squeaky just in the nick of time, and Mad Lions navigating that round very well.
That was a fast round too.
Yeah.
They had to deal with the pace change from Extra Salt, which really is one of the first times that they've gone with such tenacity towards the top site. They were shut down quite quickly. Mad Lions producing really well set up for that variation in pace. But Extra Salt are ticking along quite nicely on this T side of Nuke. Certainly within reach. of getting themselves maybe to like that 8-7 scoreline. But Mad Lions could quite easily take the 10. So quite a simple wall of smokes outside right now from Extra Salt. Are they going to commit numbers to secret? You would suspect that would be the case. But they've only got one player in marking, and we've seen him do this quite a few times, to be honest. He's the placeholder. He's just making sure there's no aggression through to team mid, but missed opportunity for Waro.
Surviving on the drop there, just on 5 HP. JT had no idea where the bullets were coming from. TMB pulls it back eventually, but of course he's going to be stuck on that short side back of warehouse. And Waro still continuing to strike, not looking at his health points. Was happy to do his thing.
Yeah, Floppy's got to do his thing. They want to bring this round back to their favor, but already they've got numbers in the lower side. Fang's going to just open that up. Floppy's going to try and stick around and see whether or not he can just pull one of these CTs off the rotation. Borup's all over that.
I think his shadow was spotted, so Borup had an idea that someone was lurking around that red area. OC though, how's the flick? It's no good, but the trade is there too, and Fang now is about that 1-on-2, 1 bullet onto Waro. It's going to be more than enough, but he needs to find JL as well, who's gone close here underneath the window. Tapping the double doors, looking to draw some form of attention. Flash out of control, and it's almost good, but unfortunately for Fang, he shoots straight between the CTs. Couldn't find either of them. And it's Mad Lions to net another round. 4 in the lead, and looking to make it a 10-5 half.
It's funny that happens all the time when you start shooting before your mind is made up in terms of target selection. So you end up shooting in between both. So JT has been a little bit quiet. We'll note he's usually quite a solid player for them. Marky, I think, is probably the player to me that we've seen gradually grow into this competition. He's having a relatively quiet half by his standards. However, he's playing that passive lurk role in a lot of these scenarios, so not necessarily in on the action if the space is not being created. You have a difficulty in being able to achieve what you need to in that passive lurk role. But he smokes here. They found a way around it, Mad Lions, and JT, he gets in behind. So he could be a real menace here, but he is just going to be sprayed down. That's unfortunate.
Oh, OC actually takes down JT in the thick of things. You hate to see it if you are a North American fan. However, Fang, he's looking to pull this one back, and he does. Untouched somehow. Man's got 95 HP to play with. And Sorcel now in a 1-on-2. Can he take down Marky? No, that's it. Jim, you called him out, and he got the impact frags necessary. And Extra Salt, they'll find 6 rounds going into halftime. An interesting half to kick off the series. Extra Salt really salvaging a couple towards the end there and setting themselves up for a very solid second half. But of course, the pace is all going to be set by the pistol here, and we'll see what Mad Lions do to get into the mix of things here. Of course, they can choose what they want to do. TMB dropping that nade at the door and the molly to follow.
Ooh.
We're going to see a bit of action already here at Outers. OC Floppy doing some work, and just like that, Mad Lions, it's just going to be Saucel looking to save the day.
Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do, and let's just see whether or not he can do it. Got to make that Glock work over distance, which, I don't know, for the mere mortal that I am, not that easy to do, but in the hands of the right person, can be incredibly effective. Now, Fang is just swinging on that warehouse, and there we go. It was never going to be easy for Saucel.
Not when Big Floppy's firing up. Man hitting for 3. Getting a 7th on the board now for Extra Salt. See if they're going to be able to double it up from here. Mad Lions didn't get that bomb plant, so I dare say we're going to see a buy into the next instead. But as I say, that TMB goes straight into it. Mad Lions backing himself here.
Well, why not? They've got a round advantage at the moment, so buoyed by the confidence that would instill. But Borup poking, prodding, seeing whether or not the shots into that smoke will produce a result. Now, Fang needs to be careful not to get caught out here. And his presence of mind pushes him back in through Annex into top site to regroup with the rest of Extra Salt, but he's copped a few rogue bullets.
See if it matters. One headshot from Techie now. To finish off Floppy or Fang. Could have some form of impact. Not sure if a body shot with that scout will do it yet. Guess it depends on the range. But for now, Borup just waiting to drop this flash. Send the boys in towards ramp. Make fading. Ooh, sound bait. Through from TMB. Might be throwing a flash towards A instead. But a good defense from JT already. Starting to thin the troops. Waro able to at least connect for one. A little bit of a wallbang. Numbers still there for Extra Salt.
Fang is already anticipating this will be in lower in just a moment. So he'll have his work cut out for him. And no doubt he'll be signaling for the rotation to come as well.
Breaking control there, TMB. Going to be shot in the side of the head. However, on the lower ramp, Waro able to get over the top and make that trade happen. Borup, sharp shot with the Deagle. And he has managed to equalize. One more man spotted. That's going to be OC down here. Decon, but Marky, he's low. He wants to go in first here to try to set up OC for success. Good timing on the smoke to Decon. And the CTs.
It's a save.
Oh, well, they're wrapping around. They're giving it that last second shot now. Smoke about to fade. OC drawing the attention. Marky pushing through at the right moment. But it's all up to Waro. He's got to stop this defuse from happening, and he does. He stops the cross. No tap, no time. And Waro puts it into 10 for Mad Lions.
And he doesn't care. He just runs straight into the bomb.
Well,
could have saved his armor, but doesn't matter.
I think he thought he was dead regardless. He probably thought he had less time. Or just a, you know, happy celebration.
It's an interesting way of celebrating, but you got to hand it to him. I don't know, they just felt as though there was an air of confusion there with Extra Salt. When they retook, they had no idea where the bomb was, so they actually had to find it there in those last few frantic moments, and they weren't accounting for it being so far away. As OC finds the opener with that scout. Bang! He knows he's done damage on that player that's dropped into the vent. They're not messing around, though. They want this round over. 35 seconds left now. This bomb goes down. And this fast approach from Mad Lions, based on the fact that they knew Extra Salt might not necessarily have all the utility, nor expect it.
Well, Fang's going to see what he can do here. He knows someone's tagged at lowers, and he's going to pick up another. Taking minimal damage for the moment, but the other two over towards ladder base, you can see that they don't want a piece of the round at all. And Fang, he's hungry. He knows. Would have been winnable. Wants to farm up the dollar he does with this MP9. At this range, Man shouldn't dive to the bomb. However, at that range with the Galil behind him, of course, he's going to fall. And he was going to run into control, try to get a couple of mop-up kills, which would have been nice, theoretically. However, as you saw, Borup, heads up, knew that could have been a play.
Just not allowing it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure that the flank was covered at all moments. Now, we do have OC in with that scout. The rest of Extra Salt just buying down around to that sort of 2.5K mark if they can stretch it. But OC hopefully able to do some damage here with that scout. That's a piece of utility. Ooh. Oh, he's just copped every bit of utility, trying to get in through Annex to take a peek into Squeak.
So, smacks the stick into reverse and looks to move somewhere else for this round at least. Extra Salt just waiting for Mad Lions to make the first move. Good positions just to dodge some flashes. Try to get some damage here. An A-site bust TMB could definitely catch a timing out hard. However, he doesn't want to go solo. Lots of outers util thrown there. Wrap smokes, which is a very common anti-eco strat, and Extra Salt position appropriately. However, it's going to be OC looking to take contact here at ramp. Warro
double tag.
Dropping him before he could do too much. Floppy wants to get his mitts onto that scout, and all close range can't quite finish off Warro there. Barely missed the shot. And now Marky.
He's in a different postcode.
Yeah, he's not quite his zip code in America, right?
Oh, true.
Mm.
Area code.
Yeah. I think that's the one. One or
That's a ludicrous song.
One of many. So 5 rounds in the lead. Mad Lions. Just step by step, pushing us closer to a Mad Lions victory on the first map. If that happens, then Extra Salt would be in trouble going on to Ancient. We know, after watching them play that on the their first game of ESL Pro League conference stage, is that Floppy is definitely not feeling that map, or at least he wasn't. He's had a little time to warm up to it now, though. We'll see if there's going to be a faster approach. Early molly on top of Hut just to play with Floppy. But Mad Lions don't commit to anything just yet.
Not just yet. Just sounding things out. Just allowing that first layer of utility to resonate. And more importantly, just try and burn what Extra Salt have in their stocks. Only a single smoke left for Mad Lions, though, to work on his T side. Sorry, missed one. JL does have one, a sneaky pocket smoke. So they still have some options here.
They all sort of blend in. You could mistake that for a HE every day of the week. However,
the ordering that gets me.
Mad Lions looking to go for the mid-round hit. Bit of action over towards the A site, but as that happens, JT as well going to be defending the ramp. Mad Lions still here. Lobby waiting, looking for this entry. Floppy falling off the top, but are they going to expect the second man on Hut? It's Marky up here at Mustang, and the trade comes through. Fang trying to drop to safety, and it's going to work. The accuracy is there for the A1S. And up top, OC saves the day for Extra Salt. Big round, big defense, and Mad Lions, they thought they had it, but Fang popping off at the right time.
I was about to praise Borup too for finding a second on low HP on that player at Mustang, but dear me, didn't that round turn on its head? Fang just doing the drop. And OC just arriving right on time, as expected. Extra Salt fighting back in these rounds now. Faster approach on outside from Mad Lions. No smokes to cover, so they want the jewels to open up this side of the map.
Well, just edging forward, Warro backing himself in the situation, but Fang here at Unbreakable has his crosshair trained perfectly. That shadow advantage, everything really favoring him in that matchup, and he's going to slide his way back into Annex. Spotted, though, Borup. Lost something. Hoping to find himself a little wallbang, too. But Extra Salt just with the numbers, looking to stack that up the site and bang another. So much impact so far for Extra Salt, and Sorsal, he's going to become a victim as well.
They have bitten off more than they could chew when they took on Fang. He's absolutely fanging for those kills. TMB now. 4 versus 1. Difficult ask for it because Extra Salt now, they're just going to consolidate all of their lines. OC thought he had the jump on TMB, did not land a single bullet. So it's now just starting to get more and more expensive for Extra Salt. They don't necessarily have fantastic economy either. They've had one too many expensive rounds, and now TMB is going to kick back, relax, and just try and save that AWP into the next round. I'm going to expect it in the hands of Waro2K, but they themselves too, their economy isn't great either.
Extra Salt respecting the save. Keep their own finances in order. Marky and JT can drop across there, which they will. OC still on the big green. Not having a huge amount of impact this map, but I guess if Fang is just going to keep on hitting shots like that, then
why not?
Yeah. They didn't put you on his back for once, because OC usually does a whole lot of the carrying here for Extra Salt.
Yeah. OC. So highly rated in this competition, and that's why.
Yeah. He would have seen an elbow to connect that one. So, big entry, TMB with the offline. The boost across the top. That doesn't reap any rewards. See, OC's actually gone for the huge reposition. He's over at Secret now. But with that, ramp room has been left open. That is a hole that Mad Lions are going to abuse to try to get down towards the B side. But OC's already here, ready and waiting.
So all they need to do, Extra Salt, on these sorts of rounds is just make sure they group up and they consolidate. Once they know what they're up against, and particularly this round, they would have had an idea, an inkling that Mad Lions would maybe be running out of money. He would have known too that there was likely going to be an AWP saved into this round, so they would have expected Waro2K to be the one wielding it, but Borup is just going to stream out. Floppy is happy to have those stats looking nice and clean on this round. That's exactly what Extra Salt needed to. Their economy wasn't exactly in the best shape, but on the back of that, they are able to now just continue to build. So Mad Lions will come into this slightly weakened by. They've had to forego some weaponry. TMB and Borup, they've had to go down to a Tech 9 and Galil respectively, just to be able to get themselves some better utility. Borup's not the kind of play you kind of want on a Galil either. But it is what it is. Oh. OC just gets caught out of position. Now, OC is not having the kind of impact you would expect from him on this map. His opposite number, Waro, has been far more impactful, and Mad Lions have made this work. All it was a grouping and a contact play outside.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's it.
The death ball. And it works, Mad Lions. Shoulder to shoulder. Letting Extra Salt try to play off one another and just swing to their demise. And it worked. It was very simple in thought process, but it has just managed to get another round on the board. And Extra Salt now backs against the wall. They need to make this round work, or Mad Lions, well, probably going to take the map.
It's a big roll of the dice too. They put that AWP in OC's hands. Floppy's dropped that over. Now Floppy has opened up onto TMB. They're just trying to get themselves outside the secret. So not going to lie, most players in Fang's position with this new M4 chain will just be dumping bullets into that smoke.
Very true.
But not to be the case, as they do get themselves into secret. They have taken a single loss. OC obliges when they walk into his crosshair just like that. You're going to have to make things a little bit more difficult if you're going to have success rate against a player of his caliber. But Mad Lions can still make this work. I don't know how many times we've seen 3v5 situations work out, Mac. I feel as though this just has been the day for it.
Oh, take me back to that first series, Jim. There was way too many clutches. Now, JT's in a very solid position, especially if Mad Lions don't clear everything, and they might have to cut a few corners if they leave it too late. Down to the 40-second mark now, and Marky, he's only got that Famis, and it has not worked for a complete kill. Still, the numbers are there, and Fang, a solid position to stop that cross in to Annex. He hasn't actually spotted the second man, but Warro, out of Squeaky, would do some work. He's got his favored weapon in hand, and Floppy, he's jumping for info. Ooh. No idea that he's close, but he's going to be able to react in time, swinging for the second, and that's a huge one for Extra Salt. Keeping 4 guns alive as well is massive because the economy is right in the bin for them, especially if they lose one round.
Yeah, that was a big swing round. The pendulum was just there waiting. Could have been knocked in either direction, to be honest, because Mad Lions, they're not super healthy either. They've paved the way for what is now a force buy. There is some utility just being used up in mid here. Floppy's got himself onto the top of the hut, but he is going to have his work cut out for him momentarily. If they continue to head towards his top site, just grouping up around the hut. They're just waiting for that go button.
Looks like that time is now straight up off the flash. Couple of bits of util going to be thrown. Molly's all over the side as well as I think it was Floppy trying to hide in the smoke, but the man could not see a thing, and the T's were looking up at him. Just so damn awkward. However, Fang, he's just going to be smashing it right up the vent in the nick of time.
So much damage.
Big damage done. Bomb not going to commit here. I think they've heard the scope at heaven, and they're going to take a path of least resistance, drop down, go lowers. But TMB, a sneaky play from him, just waiting for another CT to come through, and JT doesn't clear it. Offline, shows some elbow. So Borup just needs to survive as TMB is looking to sneak his way in on that flank. Holding the time in TMB. Wanted to line up the headshot. It got messy. Still a winnable round. He's got some time to play with. Secondary out. He wants to go for the tap, and he reacts perfectly. Extra Salt, 12 on the board. A sigh of relief, but at the same time, Jim, we discussed their economy before, and have a look where it is now. There's enough to buy, but 1 foot in the wrong spot, and Mad Lions can just run away with the nuke.
Yeah, Mad Lions too. I mean, their economy is not too healthy. However, this is the kind of situation where you go, okay, Mad Lions, do we buy in, or do we just buy down to pistols? Because the breakback potential of the economy is huge. They're going to go for the safer option, to be honest, though I respect that, because it certainly has a far higher chance of success. Just pistols, some utility, take some weapons out of the economy here of Extra Salt. Could have a flow-on effect to future rounds, but they break that economy of Extra Salt right now, and they are in some serious trouble. Ooh.
Floppy be able to team up with Marky to get that first kill.
It's the softest bink I've ever seen.
They're trying to find safe passage here towards Mad Lions' next gun round. Now we are going to see a faster approach all the way in through the halls. Bit of noise going to be made, and Marky worried, so goes back up for the moment. Doesn't want to fall to any of these pistols at close range. And OC, it's an odd position to be open from, but he's going to make it work regardless. Swinging in through the doors, doubles there, and JT fends them off. So OC, even though he was in a good position and he's starting to hit some shots. It's everyone else just stealing the kills away. Not letting him work up some kills, not letting him play with that kill-death differential that he's leading the charge of, or was, other than Woxic, in ESL Pro League. That being said, Mad Lions, it's a good time to take this time out going into another gun round to figure out where they want to go. Extra Salt, how do they answer this?
Extra Salt just need to hold on to their weapons. They've done a good job in the last round. That was what they needed, was a nice, clean and easy run. They've been able to put that on the board. So their position in this half is looking a lot more solid as they do try and take things now toward match point and beyond. As Mad Lions still yet to buy after that tactical timeout for JL. However, that gun does come in. So they're going with the AKs. They're going to make this work. They did have the buy, of course. That was always going to be the case. But the question is, what are they going to do with it? What are they going to do with their time here? The loss bonus is starting to really accrue for them. So a bomb plan on the back of this round. And again, they will have the potential to buy into the next. So the way things are playing out here, Mac, I suspect one of these teams is going to face heartbreak around that 15th round in terms of their economy. That just, I can feel it coming.
It's not a matter of if, but when. But at the same time, if they just plod away, get the rounds on the board, that is what matters most. And for now, losing Fang early, who's been doing so much heavy lifting for Extra Salt. The rest of the boys need to rise up now. Mad Lions, of course, the raid boss for the series. Looking to take Extra Salt's map pick here. Bow up. Edging forward at Squeaky, and it's an unwatched path, but as this is all happening, Floppy's starting to make his way in towards Hart, and it's an awkward situation because JT's blocking him. Floppy only good for one, and it's a two-man disadvantage. Marky wants to drop the site, but there's two Ts. He's got to try to find this. The gap in the silo, and JL, he's going to go down. Oh, Marky's accidentally hit that silencer. Tried to screw it off. OC, Orping in the vent. This man is now just looking to save.
Absolutely no chance in that round. That was going to be a big ask for OC to just appear up the vent and wield that magic stick, but now he's in a race against time to try and save that orb. However, Mad Lions, they're not in a position where they can chase. Economically, they lose those weapons. That could be very, very difficult for them to buy back into these rounds, but they will at least be able to replace that loss bonus with the win bonus.
Ooh. I was wondering if he was too close to the bomb there. He's right underneath and still survived on 19 HP, so sneaky position. But a big W coming through from Mad Lions, putting them into the lead, 14-13. Not allowing Extra Salt to keep stringing those rounds together.
And this is
good. Halting the momentum.
This is what I was saying in terms of that heartbreak at the wrong time. Extra Salt lose this round, Mac. They are heartbroken, money broken, heading into defending match point. So super important round for them. As we said, this is their map pick. And to lose your map pick early on in close fashion. Ooh, there we go. Borup playing confidently. Finds the second. That's just how sharp he is today.
He's putting on a show. Really trying to lead by example there at Outers. But not overextending. Finds a second. Just goes to group back up with the rest of the team. JL. Playing the high line. Far up below him. Bang. Feels his position with that nade. Mad Lions, 3 players. Or 2 now. Make it just 1. Aim trained on the line. Also forced out by that Molly. Marky keeps on hitting that silencer. Having to go for the quick switch instead.
Yeah, abort that silencer removal.
Just unbind right click perfectly. Yeah. Oh my, Warro put himself in the perfect position to sneak in behind Fang. No knives though. It's all business. Back to CT Vent, Marky in a solid spot, and he's going to be able to double down. More T's coming towards him, but he just needs to survive, and he's got himself the triple. Big plays coming through, but JL is going to clutch it. Trades favoring Mad Lions. The two-man advantage was just too much, and Jim, look, you mentioned it, you said it, and again, Extra Salt now. They've got absolutely nothing to play with going into potentially the final round here of Nuke.
Yeah, this is heartbreak. And as I said, I called it a few rounds ago that the way that the money was shaping up for these two teams, it was going to be heartbreak towards the end of the half, the end of the game even. So, I mean, Marky was looking good there. He took a few scalps. He became the harvester of Waro. And then, unfortunately, his run was cut short. JL just stepping in at the right time. So, Mad Lions got a lot of confidence here. They've got 2 match points to defend. Extra Salt using up their final timeout. And why not? They've got to get themselves into OT. So, this is a big ask for them, particularly given what they've got coming. They've got that Famous, they've got that. Oh, man.
I saw OC, he had 3,700. I was thinking, look, he's not having the best game. You cop the L, you buy an M4, you send it over to someone else that's firing up with the rifles, put it in a position to succeed, and then, you know, play with the Deagle. It's kind of like Glass Cannon, but a slightly worse weapon than the AWP, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
and I thought that would have been the play, but going for a Famous instead, look, I'm happy for him to prove me wrong, but this weapon, it just doesn't do a huge amount of work.
It's got to be positional, right? Like, they just don't have... They've sent their one M4 outside. Okay, that makes sense. Everywhere else with inferior weaponry has to close the gap. So, OC has got that Famous, as you said. He's that secondary support player at ramp, but their utility is cooked. They have no kits either, so should they enter into a retake situation, they're not equipped.
Oh, and it's the offline coming out from Fang here. Waro able to finally get an opening. Fang, oh, he's got a huge amount of damage onto both those T's at Outers, but the Deagle unable to follow up. Now, how can Extra Salt get back into the game? Mad Lions, 2-man advantage, 3 players tagged up. A couple of stray Deagle bullets could just send them down to the grave and even things up in a moment's notice.
They've just pumped the brakes.
Oh.
Hiding all the information from the remaining CTs.
Oh.
Waro 2K has just nailed Floppy to the wall.
Too sharp. I think Floppy shot, but his crosshair was slightly too high. Not expecting that. JT, A1 retrieved. He's going to finally finish off Saucel. Is this what Extra Salt have needed? TMB just looking for the man, and the timing. At least JT fades away and should be able to get to heaven. But he's going to be here solo. OC still looking to control ramp. This laid in. Oh, info.
Okay.
And almost another. 1 bullet onto TMB. Not enough to finish. OC now. 1v3. He's hunting for it through lobby. Thinking maybe there's a lurker smoke at Squeaky. And Mad Lions know he's going to be coming from heaven. He's been in ramp a couple of times. And Squeaky, also an option here. CT Vent. Oh, TMB spotted. 2 bullets should do it. And there's going to be the first spray transfer attempt as OC going to be jiggling around. Has almost found the timing with his TMB to trade. And Mad Lions happy with the outcome, taking Extra Salt's map pick and putting him right up against the wall.